Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Classroom Champions Live. Today, we have a super fun session for you. I have my counterpart, Tiffany Parker, with me this morning. Thanks for joining us, Tiff.
Of
Tiffany is
course.
a Team USA bobsledder. You have seen her on days like Tasty Tuesday. And today, we have a special Calgary edition. So, guys, we have an awesome athlete. Tiff, will you introduce our Calgary Stampeders athlete this morning?
Absolutely. We're going to bring in Jamar Wall, guys. Jamar here is a CFL Calgary Stampeder defensive back, 2010 NFL draft pick, and Texas Tech alumni. So, Jamar, I know I'm super excited to learn more about you, have you on CC Live today. Let's look at the video. Watch it.
Picked up by the Stampeders at midfield in full stride. Ottawa 50, Ottawa 40, Ottawa 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Stampeders. They come on the full blitz. Back is Ray, leans back, but that is knocked down by the Stampeders. Jamar Wall.
Four-man rush. Harris steps up and launches. Intercepted. Brought down by Jamar Wall, and that might do it.
Should have kept that.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Jamar, I love that video. It's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We have a couple people watching at home, so I want to say hi to them. McKenna, good
Hello.
morning. Thanks for being here. We have Charlotte as well. And Dylan, who says he's watching this in school today. Dylan, that's awesome.
Nice.
And
Nice.
Lori says, our Bear Creek kids are joining live from their classroom this morning. Welcome, Lori, and welcome to all of our Bear Creek kids. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. All right, so Jamar, I know you're going to get everybody up and moving. So, Lori, we expect to see all of you kids in your classroom up and moving. But we have a couple questions for you first. So, have you always played football, or did you play other sports before you were a football player?
I've done it all. Actually, my first sport was baseball. I probably started T-ball, I guess, around 4 years old. It was my first love of sport. I played basketball as well. My brother actually went to Texas Tech and played basketball in the 90s. Sisters played it. I had sisters to run track. I ran track as well. And I was also in my marching band from the 6th grade all the way through high school. So
cool. What instrument did you play?
I played the drums.
Oh, that's so cool. Nice. That was always what I wanted to do if I was going to be a musician, but I wasn't really very good at that.
They were heavy. I'll tell you that. On the back. A lot of tight.
It was prepping you for where you are now, though.
It was.
Absolutely awesome. Jamar, how are things going for you right now? I know, we've got Lori with her kids back in school. A lot of kids aren't back in school. There's a lot going on. How are things for you?
They're okay. They're tough times. We have the COVID thing that hit early, and now we have the protests all over the world, which are amazing when they're done in the correct way. But we're maintaining. It's been tough, but where there's a will, there is a way. And on top of that, I've been having to try to stay in shape. For potential season that we could be having. Without the weight rooms and things being open. So, as you see, this is my weight room. So it's been tough, but they're always trying times, and we've been trying to be as positive as we can, and we're just going to take it at a time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for sharing with us how you're doing and what's going on for you, and also for getting the kids up and moving this morning. So, I'm ready to get moving. I don't know about you guys. We want everyone watching to join us. But Jamar, can you run us through some of the stuff that you do before playing football every day?
For sure. So today, what I would do is do my full body day, kind of a little cardio day, things like that. So everyone home, I'd like you to stand up. As you know, warming up is very, very important, especially for someone my age. I know I'm not that old, but in the football world, I'm old. So I really have to work out. So what I usually do is I have a stationary bike here because I do usually do my workouts in the morning. I get on the bike, just try to get a little motion, try to get the blood flowing, get the joints from cracking and ticking and catching and things of that sort. And then what I like to do is I like to use this thing here, which is my handy dandy foam roll. And for those of you who might not know, foam roll is literally foam. You can see it's squishy, but it can bring a lot of pain if you do it. So what I like to do, I like to start in my back. I turn sideways, just kind of roll out here a little bit, just trying to slowly loosen up those muscles. Like I say, I'm a little older, so I kind of modify my warm ups here and there. I know you guys and girls at home are young and ready to run, but this is what I have to do. And what I would do is I would do this across my whole body. It takes a while. It usually takes 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling. I adjust my warm ups there. And then I like to get into a movement based warm up. So, what I'd like you all to do, give yourself a little room. Those in the classroom, give yourself arm length space. And what I like to do first, let's start with a squat. So, squat, get your feet shoulder width apart, a little wider if you have to. Get those toes just slightly out. And we're just going to squat. I like to keep my hands here. Keep it safe. We call it a pillar complex. Down the center. That's where you get your good strength from your core, your abs, all those. I like to keep anything intact, right? So what I usually do with this is 3 sets of 10. So we go real nice and slow, control, down, come back up. I know a lot of you guys and girls will be able to go lower than me. Just bear with me, down and up. We're going to do 10 of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Whew.
I give myself.
I hope everybody's legs are burning at home.
Yeah, that kind of hurt me a little bit. I like to do in between those, like a little shakeout. Get aware of your body. Feel if anything is tight. Where's your low back a little tight? Where your knees click in. It felt great. Great. Do the exact same the next. We'll go one more. Go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I'll save us for the last one.
How's everybody feeling at home? Good?
All right. If it burns, just shake them out. It'll be okay.
All right.
This is just the start, too. So if you're starting right now, it might be a long day for you. We're going to be okay. And the next one I like to do is a lateral lunge. So lateral lunge, as we all know, straight lunge is here. Come down, back up. The lateral is what it says. It's a lateral. So we'll go here. You might need a little bit more space. And go lateral here. You keep this leg straight and sit back on this leg. You want to keep your knees over your toes, keep everything in alignment. Still hands here. Push back up. It's some where I keep going. I do 10 in one leg. If I'm tired, the legs aren't feeling great, I alternate. Same thing. Here, for the lack of space, we'll just do one side first. So we'll go 5 on each leg. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little burn. I know. It's okay. But I usually like to alternate just to get a better feel, see which one feels worst, feels best. I've had knee issues.
Do you have one leg? Yeah, I was going to ask if you have one leg that's stronger.
I do. This is my power leg. This is my healthy leg. Through playing sports, most of my injuries have come on the left side. So weird, not really. It's kind of a chain deal, but I have had a couple knee surgeries on this. So sometimes I take a little bit more emphasis on this side. Sometimes I get there, I'll sit, make sure everything's in alignment, see how it feels, give it a little push, kind of go from there and adjust. Some days I wake up, the knees are not having it, so I have to modify. So I might not do a lateral lunge. I might get to where I just get in position, stay here, I get on all fours to warm up those same muscles. I'll just do it here. I'll sit here.
Nice.
I'll just kind of rock back and forth, just kind of get a small motion. And then as it starts to loosen up, starts to get going, then I'll stand up and I'll do my lateral lunges. Like I say, always pay attention to your body because some days you might wake up feeling great. Other days you might wake up feeling terrible. But be smart. Listen to your body. Your body is going to tell you when something hurts. You know, it's a difference between a good stretch and a bad stretch. So it's important to learn the difference between those.
Well, I think Charlotte says her body's talking to her and her legs are burning, but hopefully it's a good burn, Charlotte.
Yeah,
Griffin, we're going to get to your question, Griffin, but let's let Jamar get through his workout first. All right, okay. Jamar, what do you have next?
We'll go through one more. So now I like to, if my body's feeling great, I like to pick it up a little bit. So now I would do what we call a twitchy jack. You can do this one where we go cross body. It's called a seal jack, or just a quick twitch jack, jumping jack. So now we'll just keep it with a jumping jack. So when I say twitchy, it's supposed to be really quick. So we'll do 5 of those and rest. So a demonstration of it before we start is going to be just a jumping jack, but you want to do it as quick as you can. So it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's when I say twitchy. It's not going to be your full range. You know, it's really to get those quick muscle fibers, to wake them up as well, because you don't want to just go from getting out of bed to a sprint. That's why it's called a warm up. You want to gradually increase the speed and intensity. So after the first one, okay, shake it out, take a couple deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. So really deep, roll up a breath in your nose, out your mouth, and then we're going to do it again. We're going to do 5 of those. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take another 2 good deep breaths. In. Out. You really want to work on that recovery. This is all recovery right now. So in your nose, out of your mouth. Let me do one more set. One more set of 5. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. After that, it kind of depends. I have a trainer that I work with as well. Sometimes they'll have me do vertical jumps right now. Other times they'll have me do what they call eccentric landing. So that's a little bit more difficult. So we'll just do the jumps right now. So we'll do a few squat jumps. So now your body's really getting primed. You're at your last little warm-up piece of to get that body going for the movements that you're going to have for that day. And then it's a full body workout. It's a squat. So squat jumps are going to be good explosion. So it's going to work on those legs. It's basically everything that you just warmed up. Now it's that last little bit of primer that you need. So we usually do 3 sets of 3 of those. So I want you to get in your same form as you did in your squat, but instead of so now we're going to use our arms, because when you jump, you always want to use your momentum. You want to use every bit of your body. You know, so on this, we're going to do 3 jumps. If you're in a classroom, don't jump too high, don't jump too side, don't hit the person beside you, stay in control, right? So we're going to do 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And if you pay attention, you see how I'm landing. You always want to land in I guess for me, I always say a football position or a athletic position, I'll say. And what this is preparing you to be able for your next movement to go forward, to go sideways, to jump, take a step this way. You want to land in that brace. And how you do that is by tightening up your core, tightening up your pillar complex. Okay. It's a little tough to talk in extras. I don't see how instructors do this. This takes a lot of effort, you know? Okay. So we're going to do one more set of 3. Remember, shoulder width apart. We're going to do 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. And on this last one, now that we get it, on that last land for the set of 3, I want you to land and stick it. All those who watch gymnastics, I love watching gymnastics. It's cool. I wish I could do it. But they get that last little stick That's to give them their good points, right? So you want to get that last bit of stick on that last jump, okay? Ooh, need the recovery breaths. Let's do 2 of those. In your nose.
That's my favorite part.
Mine too.
All right. In your nose. Out of your mouth. Okay. We got 3 more. And don't forget, on that last land, I want you to land in a good position. Hold it for 2 seconds, okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, and stick it. And stand up.
Nice stick.
Okay. After
Perfect
that,
10.
I usually get into thanks. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Okay, and then after that, I usually get into my full active workout, and with a great cool down that's a little bit different. That it's still a cool down. It's a little bit different warm up, right? So you still want to kind of stretch those muscles out. They just went through an intense workout. They're tired. They need to recover. And so that's where I go back into some of the same things. I might foam roll again to let them relax, to help them cool down. You gotta think of your body as a locomotive. It needs to warm up. It has to go through those intense workouts, and then you need to probably cool it down as well.
Well, I'm excited. I was like, man, I like the breath. I like the movement. I like the attention to your body and knowing, like, some days you're just not feeling it. You don't feel good, and that's okay. Allow yourself that way to just modify it and be okay with that. I guess my question personally for you is, like, do you ever get nervous before a game?
Not so much anymore. Honestly, it just comes with, I guess it comes with the time, with the amount of years I've been playing. Of course, I always have a little bit of anxious. That's just because I'm ready to play. But I feel like if I'm nervous, me personally, and goes different for everyone, if I'm nervous, I feel like I'm underprepared. I feel like I have a difference between my nervousness and my anxiousness, and it's okay to be nervous. Everyone's different. It's okay to be, if you're only anxious, you're anxious, you're ready to play. But I find pretty much comfort. Like I say, I like to film study. I like to be prepared. So yeah, I haven't really been nervous in quite some time.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think understanding that difference between, like, your nerves and being, like, anxious to play and excited to get something done is a very good just self-identification process. To, like, ask yourself, like, all right, like, how am I feeling right now in this emotion? Is this emotion that I'm not prepared for this, or is this emotion like I'm excited to go out and do my best? So I think the kids at home can definitely relate to that too when it comes to their own sports or a test or something that they need to do for school. Just being able to ask yourself, like, hey, have you prepared for this? And, like, yeah, you're excited and you have the anxiety to do well because you have prepared for it. So thanks for sharing that. I think that's super important. You do have a request though from Griffin.
Okay.
And Griffin here wants to do one of those football dances that the guys do after a touchdown, or one of those back rolls. And he said that he learned how to do a back roll martial arts. So I know we talked about you dancing earlier, and that's what you like to get down with.
Honestly, I'm not a huge celebrator. Realistically, I grew up watching some really good running backs. That's what I played actually growing up. I watched Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, and all those were Hall of Fame running backs. And one thing that I'm sure a lot of people don't know, one thing they had in common, besides being an amazing running back, is when they scored a touchdown, they never celebrated. They gave the ball right back to the ref. And they did this because all of them said the same thing. Sure wasn't by coincidence, but that's their job. They expected to be there again, But new day and age, people love to celebrate. You get yourself on TV, things of that sort. So my celebrations that I do is usually, if I make a play, it's very simple. I like to think that I'm giving people a show, and they're cheering in this. So one of my things is I like to give them credit back. So I like to bow. Turn one way here, and I like to bow. And I'm glad I can entertain you, But as far as a dance, matter of fact, give me specific. What do you want to see? See if I can do it.
Oh, Griffin. He wants to know what you want to see. So when Griffin writes in the comments what he wants to see, you better watch out, Jamar, because he's going to tell you. But
I'm trying.
until he writes it, Dylan says, "Do you remember how you felt during your first game?"
Professional or high school, college?
Oh.
Well, I'll make it easy.
Yeah.
Let's go through them all. So, first football game ever. I would like to say that I would like to think I was nervous, because it's something brand new to you. It's especially if playing tackle football. I grew up, started in flag football, touch football, and then progressed to tackle. Was definitely nervous because at the time where I was from, we did 5th and 6th graders. And I was a 5th grader, and I obviously had to play against older guys. It was a little nerve-wracking, some big guys out there, But even those nerves, I felt like after that first snap, those nerves are gone. Now it's back to playing football. This is back to what I do. First high school game, I would say some of the same thing. The confidence had built up. I've been playing longer. I become to stand out from other guys and had that confidence. Confidence was really building. And on through college, I switched. College was different. To sport guy, you have guys that are of all ages. I'm an 18-year-old guy who went from running back to defensive back against some of the best receivers in the nation. And it was terrifying. I'll be honest with you, it was terrifying. But those things are good sometimes. Getting that experience and having that atmosphere. I've played in front of over 90,000 fans before with literally breathing down your neck, talking as much smack as they can. And it was scary as a young 18-year-old kid playing in front of people like that, but as you continue to build confidence, as you continue to grow as who you are and in your sport, those things tend to fade. Like some will always have nerves. I know our coach even talks about having nerves, but it's sometimes it's healthy. It's part of the game. As long as you know how to settle with it and deal with it, you can take it and use it as you choose.
Awesome.
I love that. Oh, man. And I think one thing that I heard you say consistently throughout the whole show is
Lubbock, Texas.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah. I know those Zala Gaycocks. I know those people.
And it's all about the consistency that you put into your sport and the practice that you put into your sport and building like that routine for yourself. So that way you're able to go out there and have those experiences and, capitalize on those moments where you do extremely well and learn from the moments when, maybe you don't do so well. So I definitely appreciate you saying that, because it's with anything that the kids do at home. It's like, get in a groove and build your consistency. Practice day by day by day. Every day is not going to be perfect. Every day is not going to be gold star, but that's okay. You get back to it.
It's definitely okay.
Yep, that's how you grow, right?
And someone else's routine might not be the same as yours. It's just kind of like I said, you have to find your way. I know some people who have to listen to rock music and do this and that. I've listened to country music before a game. I've listened to R&B. I've listened to the old school 80s. It just depends on your mood. Whatever gets you going for that time and that day, it can change. It varies. You just, like I say, the same with working out. You have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your mind. Whatever's going to get you going at that time. Sometimes I could be too excited. I'm ready to play. I have to bring myself back down by listening to, like I say, my R&B music, my slow jams, those type of things. It just depends.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think for a minute we might have to listen to Griffin, because he is wondering if you could choose either handstand or flossing. Looks like you have two choices on this one. All right, what do you think?
Let's see.
Thanks, Griffin.
I haven't done a handstand.
What do we got? Oh, we got a handstand coming up. All right, we're ready. Be careful.
No. Okay, let's see.
Whew. That is a good handstand. Oh my gosh. All right, Griffin, I want to see yours now.
Yeah, we got to see that. It took some
Oh,
practice.
awesome. Speaking of which, you guys, we are coming towards the end of our show, and you know we would never leave you without a challenge. So you don't have to do a handstand, but we would like to see you doing some of the moves that Jamar did with us today. You can always show us your videos or your photos by posting them and tagging #classroomchampion. So thank you so much. Jamar, thank you so much for being here. Anything else you want to leave the kids with today before I wrap it up?
Not really. Like I said, be aware. Like I said, when it comes to working out, be aware of yourself, be aware of your states, listen to your body when it comes to working out. But it's hard to ignore what's going on in the world right now. Everyone is a part of this, the protests for Black Lives Matter, and I feel like at this age, you guys are not too young to understand this. This is going to be a big part of history. It's going to be something that I believe that everyone's going to be talking about for a long time. And we need to figure out how to bring love and peace into this world. And it starts by listening. It starts by educating. And it starts by getting to know and understand those around you, because at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be treated fairly. We have to figure out a way to do that, because right now, some people are, but we need everyone to understand that. And I think everyone's going to be able to have to play a huge part in it. And we need to have parents that are listening, teachers that are listening. This is going to take a worldwide effort. And it's something that's very, very important, as I will reiterate. And we have to figure out a way to do our part in this movement.
Thank you, Jamar. It is very important, and we so appreciate you being here today, getting the kids up and moving and sharing those thoughts as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody at home, we have a whole bunch of people saying, well said. Thank you. We see you repping the 806. And a big thank you from Dylan and the rest of the Bear Creek kids. You guys, if you want to see more of our Calgary athletes. So Jamar is a Calgary athlete. If you want to see more of our Calgary athletes, you can do so. I'll put this at the bottom of the screen at teach.classroomchampions.org. And it's the United by Community, site. And I'll put that in the comments here as well. If you want to see more athletes like Jamar, more videos, please feel free to tune in there. And we will be back with you guys again next week for another Classroom Champions Live. Jamar, thank you. Tiff, thank you so much. We'll be back soon.
Thanks, guys.